I know right now you guys usually used to a la 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 la. I can't do it. I'm not Hector. What's up, everybody? Good morning. It's me on the Yanks Brew. We got the amazing Grace Monroe. Good morning, Grace.
Morning, y'all.
Grace, I'm gonna tell you right now, all right? Expect me to go to you a lot this episode, all right? For a couple of reasons. One, when I feel like I need a country twang moment, hi, y'all, I'm going to you, all right? Number two, someone's daddy is back in the rotation this week. Hold it together, all right? And then we got my boy Damien, the sexiest dude in a car. Bro, if I can get away with doing content in a car, sign me the hell up. What's up, bro?
What's going on? Good morning, everybody. Trying to bank through this headache, feel a little under the weather, but we're going to get it this morning, so let's go.
Damon, out of all days for you to have a show with me, and you got a headache, bro, you're screwed, my guy.
I've been dealing with this.
How do you lower a Puerto Rican like me in your headset? There's no way to do it.
I was trying to, but it ain't happening. So a lot of Advil, a lot of Excedrin. Let's go, guys. Let's get it.
Awesome. Well, guys, look, we're going to cover a lot, obviously, like we always do. All got a lot of Yankees topics this morning. But listen, after that Boston series, I was in my feels, okay? And when I knew I was subbing in this week, I was like, you know what? I know there's somebody I could reach out to that probably has something to say about this series. So I was like, let me hit up my boy Alex, right? Alex did overtime. He's been on the pop-off with all those guys, with Gene and everybody. And I was like, you know what? Let me go steal Alex. The minute I go to his page, he already had a short out there about his emotions, about the Red Sox. I was like, oh, this is perfect. So let me get a thumbs up from my boy Alex backstage. Let me know he's ready to come up. Look at me hitting producer buttons. Let's get, that's not the right one. That's not it. This is it. And there's Alex. What's up, bro?
Yeah. What's going on, guys? How are we doing?
Good morning.
How are you, man?
It's the best of times. It's the worst of times.
No. It's the best of times. Just because you drop 2 out of 3 in the middle of a great season does not mean it's the worst of times. We're not hitting the panic button. Not yet.
And I agree with that. I think you said it best in your short, Alex. It's Boston. Okay, so there's just that extra when you lose games like that. And we'll talk about the whole series because I don't know about you guys. I look at game 1, I see a first pitch Verdugo, and I'm like, we are dog walking all weekend long. I was walking around with my chest out, and here we are. Alex, I'm going to throw it to you first, bro. Like, let's talk about the series overall. Like, how you feeling after that?
I mean, anytime you go to Fenway, it doesn't matter how good of a year you're having. It doesn't matter how good of a year they're having. The Red Sox are always going to bring it right then. And that first game, that had me fired up off the rip. Like Verdugo going deep, seeing him scream around the bases, that was electric. And for a guy who, we all know the story where he got basically run out of Boston by Alex Cora, like they didn't see eye to eye. For him on his first AB to go dead center, that was awesome. It was great. And you couldn't have been happier for the guy running around the bases. That was kind of the peak of the weekend.
Literally.
It was.
Damien, I'm going to throw it to you and then throw it to Grace. But, again, man, that Verdugo moment, the dog beware signs. Like, I was like, where's Frank Luna when you need him? Go out there to Fenway and pass out those signs, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But, again, the outcome, not what we wanted, but that Verdugo moment was strong for me, bro.
Not only the Verdugo moment, when they panned over to the bench, to the dugout, and everybody on that first step was rocking with Doogie. So the first pitch, dead center, what could you expect out of an at-bat from Verdugo? Welcome home, Boston. And his answer, how do you feel about, coming into Boston? What is your take? He says, I'm a Yankee. So there's nothing else to say about that. Right. He's a Yankee. Whether he's here beyond the season, which, obviously he probably won't be, but if he, whether or not he's made his mark and forever he'll be a Yankee just because of that first pitch home run. So listen, shout out to Doogie. Other than that, we got dog walked. But with that being said, they're coming. Boston came off of a series where they beat the Phillies, which obviously Philly's the number 1 team in the National League. So Boston came in with a little bit of a heater on this side. Obviously they set a record against us in stolen bases. But looking back on that game, because I did look back a little bit on that game. The Yankees did a piss poor job holding the runners. Anybody, I don't care what catcher you were, the jumps that the Red Sox were taking and getting, anybody was going to get that. So they need to do a way better job holding runners. Marcus Stroman even alluded to that a little bit. But other than that, listen, we're going into a new series. Sometimes we play down to teams that aren't as great as on record as they as others are, and sometimes the Yankees play down to that. But we're going. Listen, that's in the past. Now we got to focus on Baltimore because this is the big test.
Yeah, and that's why I say it, Damian, right? Because again, it's Boston, right? When you lose that game, it just has a little bit more to it because it is, right? And I love when Grace and I were talking backstage earlier, because one of the things she kind of wanted to talk about, and then was like, yeah, we won't. What we talked about is the rivalry still alive. To me, the rivalry will always be alive.
Always.
If we swept them, we all walk away like, oh, there's no rivalry, right? Most fans, oh, no, we don't. It takes us getting beat like this for that rivalry to still sting a little bit, right? So, Grace, I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna let you talk about how you were feeling over the weekend, the whole rivalry thing. Go ahead, Grace.
I knew that Verdugo was going to go on a revenge tour. I tweeted it out before the series even started. And then when he had his first AB and Fenway was booing him so bad, I was like, oh no, this is not going to end well for y'all. And then what happened? This man hit a no-doubter home run. And then just took it all as he was going around the bases. He loved it. He didn't care. I mean, the insult of trading someone, your leadoff hitter, to your arch rival in the same division, like the insult that you have to lay on a man to do that is not just like a regular trade, okay?
It's got that sting factor.
He took it personally, and the whole Alex Cora drama and his whole reputation coming in, where even we as Yankees fans were kind of like, is this going to be a good move? Like, is this going to pan out? Why would the Red Sox trade this guy to us? It doesn't make sense. Like, it's very Trojan horse feeling. Is he going to poison the locker room? Like, what's going to happen? Of course, none of that happened, and it was totally opposite, which I think is part of why they booed him, possibly, that he's playing so well for the Yankees, that they wanted him to do that there, and that now they're having to see it, and they're having to live with the repercussions of this in-division, inter-rivalry trade, but it's not his fault he got traded, but regardless, that game was awesome, and I'm sitting there feeling like, Red Sox are they're like our historical rivalry, but like they don't really bother me that much anymore. Cut to the next day. Oh, they bother me. Oh, they still bother me. As soon as we started losing, I felt my blood pressure rising, and I was like, oh no. This rivalry is eternal. And it was miserable watching what happened the next two games. Absolutely miserable. I cannot stand Alex Cora. I cannot stand the Red Sox. And who are these people? I don't even know who these people are. This team is a bunch of young. I mean, listen, I don't want to be. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, who are these people playing with, Devers?
So I'll touch on a couple things there. And Alex, I'm going to throw it to you because Damian brought it up too, where the stealing situation, right? I mean, we got exposed big time, bro. Like I joke around with it in the graphic, but it wasn't a steal. It was like a freaking robbery. Like that's way too many bags in one game. Is that something that you think now people are looking at like, hey, these Yanks have a problem, or is it just their speed that really affected us?
I think you hit the nail on the head because in reality, it's one game out of 162. Right, fine, that's it. But they kind of exposed, hey, this is a way to see how you can beat the Yankees. If you look at the metrics, you see that the Yankees have thrown out all these guys. Well, it turns out pickoffs count as caught stealing. Right. So that changes what that number looks like. If you watch, Wells had only thrown out one guy this year. Trevi had only thrown out one guy this year. That's a weakness. And yes, Boston's fast, but we're seeing every team over the last 2 years steal more. Whether bases, the amount of times you could throw over, teams are running more than they ever have, really, other than last year. The last 2 years have been crazy. So I think Damian touched on it. A huge part of it falls on the pitchers. Like you have to change how long you're holding the ball. You have to mix in a slide step. You have to make it a little bit easier on the catcher. I mean, if we went back and watched those 9 steals, How many of those we putting on Trevi? Like,
Right.
less than 3 of them.
Exactly.
You know, then there were a couple of the first and third plays where they're throwing and they're doing the little league play where Volpe cuts it off in the middle. It's just there are some times where when guys are running wild, it falls on the catcher, but it really has to be more of an effort. And I think this is a problem the Yankees have had for a while. I think back to when they had Otto, and anytime someone got on first, Ottavino was a mess. Anytime someone got on first, Betances was a mess. A lot of these bullpen guys, I don't think are as comfortable having runners on base. A lot of them coming out, like having clean innings coming out. I'm surprised that Stroman, a guy who's as athletic as he is, a guy who is as good at fielding his position as he is, couldn't make some adjustments there and help these guys out. Because now you got to be scared that you gave a blueprint to other teams. So I don't think it'll matter too much, but I guarantee you it kept Boone up yesterday. That's for sure in the offseason.
Oh, for sure. And Damon, I want to throw to you, bro, because what Alex just said there too was, if you guys go back and look at that game during the steals, after about the fourth one, even every pitch changed. Everything was awkward. There was no rhythm. Everything was in his head about, oh shit, they're gonna steal another one, right? So it was just like sloppy that entire rest of the game. Damon, I know you texted me. You're like, what? That we got to talk about our stealing, Sitch. So I'm gonna throw it to you, bro.
The ebb and flow of the game completely changed. It looked. Look at Clay Holmes, right? Clay Holmes, the moment he throws the runners on, it's a different Clay Holmes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it looked the very same way with Marcus. And Marcus is the type of pitcher who normally he holds it down. He does what he needs to do to help. For whatever reason in that game, maybe he got in his own head. I don't know. But he didn't do his job holding pitches. Again, holding the slide step, whatever the case may be. And we all know Trevi's coming back from a wrist injury. Number one, he didn't have a great arm to begin with. Now he's dropped, I think it's like 3 miles an hour. Doesn't sound like much, but when you go from 78 to 75, that's a huge difference. I mean, he's barely making it to second base. So they didn't do enough checking the runners. If you notice in that game, there wasn't that many throws to first. They weren't keeping the Red Sox honest. So you best believe that the Yankees have definitely worked on it on the off day. They had to have worked on it. It's definitely in Boone and the coaching staffs. That's on our third base coach, Rojas. He's the one that is in control of that. So it definitely kept Rojas up. But a reminder is, we talked about this at the beginning of the season as well, that this is an issue. And it hasn't really affected us up until the Boston game. So we're, so many games in now. So is it going to be a blueprint? I don't think so. The Yankees will work on it. They'll fix it. But it's
almost like the fact that it was such a big amount of steals, the fact that it was such a big story, it's kind of like a blessing too, maybe, right? Like, hey, you got no choice but to figure this shit out, all right? Now everybody knows about it. Fix this, And
not only that, but now, listen, you came into this Boston series as the number one team in the league, best record in the league. You're feeling yourself maybe a little too hard. Now Boston gave us a little bit of humble pie, specifically to our lineup. Now they know, all right, listen, our ish does stink, and we got to come into Baltimore playing.
Hey, do you think Boston waited to do that, to do it on Sunday Night Baseball on national TV?
Oh, yeah. If we know Cora, which we know Cora, and I can't stand the man. I can't stand him. I don't use hate very much.
Damon, he kept that straight face the entire time.
Oh, that smug look. The smug Cora look.
And you knew it.
Can't stand it.
Can't stand.
Why, Alex? What are your thoughts? Do you think he did, bro, purposely?
Well, I mean, I think he definitely went into the series thinking that would be good. I mean, look, they got blown out on Friday, so they weren't going to do that Friday. They barely had guys on base. They had plenty of chances to do that Saturday. They really saved it till Sunday. There's 15 games going on a day. We have no idea what went on a random Saturday game between two teams in the NL West. There's a lot going on in baseball. Sunday Night Baseball, you're the only game that's the game of the week. It's a very score move. Like we know what he's like. It's a very he's not just trying to win the game. He's trying to win the war.
Yeah, it's true. So guys, real quick, let me, I realized we've been talking. I didn't even bother doing a roll call this morning.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm the worst host ever. Nosebleed. Good morning, my God. Guys, we got over 100 rocking with us this morning. Nosebleed with a $6 super chat. Appreciate you blessing the channel. We got our boy NFE. We got Impeach Marlins in there. I'm Dios. Tina, good morning. Richie, good morning. John, he's okay. Hector's all right. Listen, I know most of you think I just make everybody work nonstop. The guy took a week off. He deserves a vacation, all right?
Had to go to the bullpen.
Frederick is in the building. Good morning, Ultra Cowboy. I just feel weird every time I say your name. Sean Browning, good morning. We got Frederick. I think I said hi. Old Sarge is in the building. Double A. Good morning, my guy. Everything is good. Big G hitting tape measure home runs while fans are trading him of cutting him. Stop with the Giancarlo Stanton slander. You guys know me better. Good morning, big time Jerry. Oh, look, Mr. Vacation Hector is in the building. Stop watching us, bro. Go be a vacation. All right. Go vacation. Do it. Frank Rivera's in the building. Make sure I don't miss anybody. Anna Marie, love you. I love just saying love you. Good morning, Anna. How are you? All right, did I miss anybody? Dev Finch and his scary ass PFP is in the building. Right? I'm telling you, dude, he shows up to the morning show, scares the shit out of me every time, Alex. All right, who else? Double A with the $4.99 super chat. Will Rizzo get his spot back? Listen,
we'll talk
you guys know I bounce all over the place. I'm gonna let Double A lead this one. Great call with a $4.99 super chat.
Yeah.
Guys, we know the man can't catch a break. All right. I'm sorry. You guys know my feelings when it comes to Rizzo. After last season, I feel we did not do him any service. We hurt him. And here we are now. We'll go with Grace and then throw it over to Alex. But Grace, one, it sucks that he's hurt. He's injured again. But now we wake up and we got a youngin' coming up. How you doing?
Yeah.
How you doing? Grace, talk to me.
I'm really excited about Ben Rice. That is who I wanted to see called up. I know there was a lot of talk about TJ Rumfield. No offense to him at all. I wanted Ben Rice, so I am very, very, very happy. We're going to get a big bat. We're going to get a guy who is savvy at catcher and first. We're talking about people running on you. This guy brings a lot of intelligence to the first base spot. He's also good at first base too. He's batting .275 in the minors. Rizzo was batting .223. He's got 36 ribbies. Rizzo had 28. Now, I know Major League is not the same as AAA. I'm not saying that, but I'm just giving you the numbers. 15 home runs by Ben Rice, 8 home runs by Rizzo, 9 stolen bases from Ben Rice, 0 stolen bases from Anthony Rizzo. So potentially we're upgrading on both sides of the ball here. So I'm really, really excited. I hope that it goes really well. I hope they put him in the lineup and play him every day, and give him a real chance. You got 4 to 6 weeks now with the injury to Rizzo. I'm so sorry for Rizzo. You never want an injury on a player, no matter how they're playing, no matter how frustrated you are. You never wish an injury on anyone. So thoughts and prayers, T's and P's to Anthony Rizzo. When he got injured, first of all, I was pissed because that was a horrible defensive play by that idiot Red Sox player. Why in the world would you ever get... Okay. When Rizzo, after that, I'm moving on. After that, when Rizzo tumbled and rolled over and grabbed his arm, I thought, oh, no, this can't, not like this. So when he got up, I could see it on his face. Y'all know I read people's faces and their like energy. Like I can just tell what's going on. I just have a sixth sense. And I saw him say something like, not again, not like this, something like that. When he was grabbing his arm, walking off. He knows, y'all. It's so sad when you watch your heroes fall. Like this may be the end of his career. It could be the end of it. And it's sad. He knows it. I'm not wishing that on him by any means, but it's possible. So tough, really, really tough for him. But he'll still be around the team. We'll still have his leadership on the bench. And hopefully he can even help Ben Rice a little bit, give him some advice and usher him in and help. And
yeah, Grace, and for me, we've talked about it, and you guys on the Yanks Brew last week, for me was that hope Alex, that still Rizzo was gonna come, right?
Yeah.
That we were gonna get the big house only, like we were gonna see Rizzo come to form, and this is like that slap in the face, like no, that's not happening. Like here you go. Where are you at? How are you feeling, Alex?
Yeah, it's a bummer about Rizzo. Like I think we all love Rizzo. Grace, I don't think it's the end of his career. I think this could be the end of his Yankees career potentially. He's still in his early 30s. You know, a guy who has the championship pedigree, multi-time All-Star. He's gotten injured. I still think he has more in the tank. The question is it with the Yankees or not? And him being out 2 months, I think where he stands in 2 months, these things always take care of themselves. Like there will be an obvious answer when he comes back. It just always feels like that's what happens when a guy's out with injury. But I think the bigger story here is that this is a really positive sign and a change of philosophy by the Yankees. It would have been so easy for them to just stick DJ at first, put Ozzy at third. That's easy. No one would have questioned that at all. That is the status quo. You wouldn't have ruffled any feathers.
Would have ruffled my feathers.
But no. If they just put DJ at first and put Oswaldo at third, that's what when Rizzo got hurt, that's what we all expected. But for them to take a chance on a kid and maybe he's ready, maybe he's not. There's only one way to find out. You know, you see in sports so often a guy just gets a chance. Maybe they didn't even look that great at AAA. Well, guess what? In AAA, you're playing in front of 15 people every day. You're not getting paid anything. It's hard to get the juices going. You never know how guys rise to the occasion.
Right.
And, you know, I think Cashman in the front office, fans have been really critical of how they handle their prospects. There's countless examples. Florial, Andujar, the list goes on and on. Give them some run. Give them some run. This is June baseball. Yes, you're fighting for an AL East title, but you're having a great year. See what you have in this kid during this 2-month break, you know, straddling the All-Star break. Like this is the time to see what you have in this guy. And whether he's good or not, we'll see. There's only one way to find out, but I love the change in philosophy that there's only one way to find out. You know, guys will never be perfectly ready. You know, it's never going to be on a silver platter ready to go. I think Glaber in many ways was that. Other than that, you know, when to call up a guy is not an easy decision typically. And sometimes you just have to pull the trigger and do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I love that you said that, Alex, because again, we know season after season, how many times are we all sitting here going, bring the Martian up already, right? I mean, shit, how many people already in the chat are like, bring up Spencer Jones? We don't expect that. So to wake up today and be like, oh shit. I mean, they joked in the chat and said, we would have signed Jose Abreu last year.
It's true.
Right? It's true. And here we are.
We could get him for nothing now. I mean,
I almost expected it.
To go a step further, just to respond to that, I didn't see who wrote that there. This is a good sign that the Yankees called up Bryce and didn't just go and sign Abreu, who just got DFA'd by Houston, because that would have been very easy to do right there. Thank you, The Shift. I appreciate that. That would have been very easy to do. See what you have in your guys. Just see. We thought that, by the way, I'm worried about what they're doing with Peraza for the same exact reason. We were worried last year about Pereira. We know how this team is with their prospects. This is a step in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What makes me laugh too, though, Damien, is in true Yankees fan fashion, including myself, right? Yeah. We get something that we're not used to, and then now we're like, what are we doing? I see people like, what are we doing? He's not ready. You know, if we would have gone with DJ, it would have been like, what are you doing? Why are you not calling him Ben? Like, you'll never win. We'll never all be fully happy. But, man, how exciting will it be if this is one of those kids that comes up and stays because he earns that spot. He comes in, right? Alex, you said it. How great is it that we are in a position that we're in that we can play around with saying, hey, let's bring him up, right? That we're doing this well.
The same, but there's high leverage and there's lower leverage.
Right.
This is the time. Give him some leash. If he starts out 0 for 9, I want them to still play him. I want him to get his feet wet. Like let's let him give him some run here.
Yeah.
All right, real quick. I saw we had a bunch more people join us. Appreciate everybody hanging out. You guys know the drill. It's annoying to have to say it all the time. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, smack emojis, tell your friends we're cool. You know, all that bull crap. Grace, I'm gonna jump topics here for a second. All right.
Oh God.
because I just feel like maybe this is the time of the show where we should uplift a little bit, okay? And who better to start the conversation talking about her daddy, Cole? Sound the trumpets. He's back, baby. Grace, how we feeling?
I said, guess who's back again, get, daddy's back, back.
Guess who's back. Yeah, she got an M&M for us.
This is what I'm saying. I've never been so happy in all my life. I am so excited. I cannot wait to see him just back on the mound in the Bronx. He's going to have limited pitches, not going to be a full outing, but I don't care. Finish, building up your pitch count in the Bronx. Like, I'm ready. We're all ready. Boone already said that he's not going to pitch all of his innings out, and he's going to probably put Marnacho in to have a little bit of a long relief on Wednesday. So, I mean, he didn't really commit, but he kind of committed to that. So we'll see how it goes. Gerrit Cole doesn't like to get run on, so if the Orioles try that shit, we're going to be ready. So I'm so excited. He's the best pitcher in baseball. It's a fact, not up for discussion, and he's on our team, and he's a dog. So
I mean, it's so great to have him back. What I want to talk about too, Alex and Damien, is did you see his rehab the other night? I mean, he 10 total, right?
10 Ks.
I mean, and he looked like he was just like, all right, get me out of here. Bring me back home. The games are over. Alex, I'll throw to you first, bro. How are we feeling about Gerrit Cole?
Look, we've been excited about how the rotation has looked. The rotation has been better than any of us could have ever thought when Cole went out. Talk about guys like Heel stepping up. Schmidt was playing great before he got hurt. This is when the ceiling returns. Like, we can't win a championship without Gerrit Cole. You can have a 100-win season. You could have a good-looking rotation, but it's not even hard to look at Texas last year. You really need to have 3 or 4 guys, including a dominant ace, that you can run out there in the playoffs. Him returning just makes me that much more excited to watch him pitch every 5 days, because knowing what you know you're getting 6 innings, you know you're going to get a quality start. But number 2, it gets me excited for October, because we can't go to where we want to go without him. And we could have a great season, we could have a 100-win season. If we continued on this trajectory and the playoffs started and we didn't have Gerrit Cole, we would not like our chances. And that's just a fact. So seeing him come back, seeing kind of that playoff roster start to form, as we're approaching the trade deadline, we're getting Cole back. It gets me excited for the second half of the year. It does, because he is our ceiling. He is the difference between being a great team and a championship team.
Sorry, I was muted. I mean, 100%, and Damien, I was like, literally like, I didn't realize my mic's there. I mean, the fact is, guys, we're a game and a half ahead of these Orioles, right? And that's our next challenge. Like, what better week to get our guy back, especially against the Orioles, because you guys know I'm high on the Orioles. I still think, look how great we're doing. And they're still right there hanging around, just there to, yes, obviously the Boston series, whatever, we're past it. Yeah. But having Cole come back against his Orioles, guys, how are we feeling, Damien, about Gerrit Cole itself and the fact that we only got a 1.5 game lead, bro?
Coming off of the Boston series, what greater confidence booster than get your ace back? So we got Gerrit Cole coming back, and just imagine what the infield, the outfield feels like, knowing that, listen, we got our number 1 on the mound. He's back. Not only that, but a stretch run going to the playoffs, you have a fresh arm in Gerrit Cole. So you're going to look at Gerrit Cole, ace like Gerrit Cole, coming into the playoffs because he hasn't pitched all those innings. He hasn't had all those starts. So, man, I'm so giddy about Cole coming back. Yeah, he's going to come in, tomorrow, probably pitch about 85 tops, 90 pitches. We all know Gerrit Cole calls his shots. No one's going to tell him to come off the mound. He's normally, if Boone comes out there, tries to get him off, goodbye, Boone. He's done it before. He'll do it again. But the stretch run, how much more could you? Who else would you want on the mound than Gerrit Cole coming back to a squad? You know, we used to always cringe when Cashman says, you know, getting this player back is like, you know, getting a trade in the trade. But this literally feels like it. Okay, so this is the greatest trade, greatest trade deadline you could have, getting Gerrit Cole back.
Listen, bro, I look at it this way, Damian. No other grown-ass man has ever got me to call them daddy, all right? And I was here going, Daddy, Cole is back.
Yes.
And so obviously I feel good about it.
Absolutely. And you know, I think Orioles coming in 8 out of 10. They're feeling themselves a little bit. Luckily, we missed Kyle Bradish in this series, so we don't have to worry about Bradish. Who he's been on. Listen, Bradish has been amazing this year. And you know, their bullpen is solid. We all know that. But what they're throwing out in this series is an easy get for the Yankees if they get it together. Clean up some of the stuff from the Boston series. Come in with confidence. We know Soto, we know Judge are going to play their games. Gleyber Torres, don't look at 3-0 pitches down the middle. Don't look at 3-1 pitches down the middle.
Wait, David, I love that you said that. I love that you said that. Okay, look. We've got Alex for 3 more minutes, so I'm glad you brought that up because I really wanted to get Alex's thoughts on this, okay? Alex, you see how the fan base is going over the whole Gleyber situation, okay? For me, I've tried defending him, but the man's making it hard for me to defend him anymore. Talk to me, Alex, off the fence, or where are we, bro?
You know when you're talking to someone and their head is in a completely different place and you're like, I'm talking to you, but I don't really think you're listening to me that much? That's what
I did that with my parents a lot.
Exactly. Yeah. Or you know, you're in a fight with your girlfriend or something, and you know she's mad at you, and you can tell that his mind is in a different place when he's playing right now. The contract situation, we know how much he wants to be a Yankee. The fact that they never worked out an extension, the fact that now he's playing for his next contract, the fact that he is getting ridiculed by fans when he's a guy that fans have loved for forever. The mental mistakes are driving me crazy. The base running, the sloppy errors, the routine should be routine for a reason. You know, he doesn't need to go out and have 3 for 4 and 2 doubles and a walk. That'd be great. I would take that. That's Gleyber we all got used to immediately. Yeah. But you can tell he has something on his mind when he's playing right now. And he's you know, he earlier this year, he got picked off by a righty. He's booted some easy balls, some easy double plays. It's been frustrating because we all know what kind of player he is. You know, we joked about, or at least I joked about the fact that Phillies fans last year where they cheered Trey Turner. And I thought that was super, it was smart, it was cheesy, and it worked. And I was more so laughing at Steve Cohen doing that with Francisco Lindor early in the year. Like the last guy's getting $1 million. He's been here for 3 years. Different circumstance than Trey Turner. Gleyber is a guy that I would love for Yankee fans to do that with because he needs to catch a break. He needs to get out of his own head. I get why fans are annoyed. It's maddening, you know, watching a guy get picked off by a righty, watching you know, him run home when the ball doesn't go past the pitcher when he's on third base. It's all these mental mistakes that they teach you in Little League. And I think if he got a reminder that fans love Gleyber, that he's an integral part of this team, I think that would help him get out of his own head. And that's not me making an excuse for him, but we know what the kind of player he is.
But here's the thing, Alex. You know what makes
he's been open about wanting to stay a Yankee.
You know what makes it even crazier? If there's I feel like we're all as a fan base right here, right now with Gleyber. We're at the top. We're all just like, what the heck? And who are we up against? The Orioles. And who is the team that this kid always dominates, right? So it's like, yo, Gleyber, everything is lined up for you to get us all to love you again, bro. Here's a series that you can come in and take care of that ball, give us those home runs you love, and smack the Orioles around. If he doesn't show me the Gleyber that we know during this Orioles series, I don't think I have any more positive things I can say, Alex. I really don't.
I have to dip in a minute, but I want to ask you guys as we go in the second half of the year. Let's assume Stanton stays healthy. Who's going to be the 4th guy for the Yankees lineup this year?
Go ahead,
Is it
Dan.
Gleyber? Is it Verdugo? Is it Volpe? I would say right now it's definitely been Volpe. But I think that's a real question. Who's going to be driving in runs in the middle of the lineup? That's not named Judge. It's not named Soto. Stanton's been great. I'm happy for him. Who's going to be that middle of the lineup? I guess that would be more so. Yeah, the fourth guy in the middle of the lineup.
Yeah,
is it DJ? I don't know. So that's something that I'm interested in here the second half of the year.
Now we got.
Go ahead, Damien.
Now we got Dominguez hurt, so we can't count on Dominguez. Probably an oblique, which obviously we know could take 2-3 months. So Volpe's having a terrible June. If you look at the numbers, they're terrible so far in this month. His OPS has dropped almost 60 points in this so far. But ultimately, it's got to be Doogie. He's in that cleanup spot for a reason. He's produced. If there's one guy that has the cojones to deal with the pressure, it is Doogie.
Tell him, Alex.
He proved it in Boston. First pitch. He's done it all season. Cleanup. Listen, it's got to be Doogie. And other than that, obviously Judge is going to do his thing. Soto's going to do his thing. Volpe has to get back to being Volpe. But as long as Doogie is Doogie and continues to do what he's doing, it's got to be Doogie.
Grace, I'm gonna let you answer too before we let Alex get out of here. Who's your choice? Who has to be number 4?
I like Doogie, obviously. I'm already sad that we're probably gonna see him walk in free agency. Who knows what's gonna happen, but I have to guard my heart because I love him so much, and I'm already feeling sad about losing him possibly. But I think Ben Rice can hit, and I think we're getting a big bat. And I think if he adjusts like we all hope he will, that could be a huge run producer for us. And I think Trevino's been good. His bat's been pretty good too, down there in the bottom. Who knows? Maybe Cabrera could get hot again. I would love to see that. Volpe he's all right. He's going to be fine. He just had like a little mini slump, but he's had a great year. He's made so many adjustments. He's done so great. Can't pick on Volpe. Obviously, Soto and Judge are Soto and Judge. Stanton is my boy. Nobody say nothing about Stanton.
Listen, this chat knows when I'm here to hold the Stanton blasphemy away. All right, they know better.
My man has been hitting doubles, singles, home runs. It ain't enough. It ain't enough for you people. I don't know what you want. But yeah, I think we're gonna be all right. I'm not worried about the offense nearly as much now that we have made a few tweaks, and I know they will continue to tweak as we go forward. But I ain't dependent on Glaber to come back. I mean, it's not gonna happen.
Alex, man, I want to thank you, bro, for hanging out with us again this morning, answering the call the minute I sent the bad signal out, bro. It means a lot. Everybody in the chat, if you're not following our boy Alex Day, what is wrong with you? Instagram, Overtime Day. Alex, drop your socials. Let them know where they can find you. Go ahead, bro.
Appreciate you guys. Yeah, I'm Instagram, TikTok at Overtime Day. A lot of Yankees content, a lot of New York sports content, a lot of interviews with athletes and stuff. So follow me on there. DM me. I respond to every DM. And let's get 28, huh?
Let's go.
Appreciate you, bro. See you soon.
Alex. Take care, guys. Appreciate you.
Take care.
And that's our guy.
Okay,
Alex,
now that he's gone.
Alex knows his shit, people. I'm telling you, you know.
Now that he's gone.
I also will say, Erica, I think Erica was asking for Alex to be full-time host. I'm not going to pull up the comments, but she said, can we get this Alex guy back all the time? I don't know what that was about. Look, guys, let's jump into more topics, but let's say what's up to everybody in the chat. I mean, I saw more people at one now. Look, you see? Come by more often, that beautiful man. Why? Look at you. Everybody's in there. Frederick, Rice or Wells? I kind of liked, Damien, I liked what Alex asked us. You know, who needs to be that fourth guy? Like, I feel like you can't go wrong going with Volpe or Doogie, right? My thing is, I don't see Volpe having to be the must-be fourth guy. You need Volpe to have the season that Volpe's been having, that consistent piece, that arm that we have out there on defense, that bat that's going to come. You know what I mean? Like consistency. Absolutely. I don't need him to be all-star. I'm with you, bro. I need Doogie. I need more of that dog that we've been talking about, right? If that man can come up and then Grace gives us the miracle of Ben Rice, home runs, all good. I mean, how you doing? I can't complain about it.
Not only that, Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
I just felt like I couldn't say what I really wanted to say about Torres when he was here. He was too nice and like way too like calm.
All right, so let's
Like,
restart.
way too
Ladies and
calm.
gentlemen, welcome to the Yankees Brew. Grace,
This is what I'm
go
saying.
ahead. How do
Grace,
you
let us
feel
know
about
how-
Glaber?
Let us know how much you hate Glaber.
This is what I'm saying. Now that he's gone, can I say something? Now, Damien, I know you have stuff to say too, because it's always me on Yanks Morning Brew, like complaining about Glaber Torres. Always. Like, there's 3 things you can count on in life, like death, taxes, Grace complaining about Glaber Torres. But our boy Damien even texted us in the group and was like, I'm done. I'm sorry to blast you, Damien.
Nah.
He was like, I'm done. I have stuff to say about Glaber. And I was like, finally, I'm not alone. I'm not alone. Like, this is crazy. Last week, I think it was last week, when Glaber hit a home run or something. And everybody was like, Glaber's back, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, see, 0 days since Grace's Glaber rant. Erica, I love you. I was like, oh my God, this is great for Glaber. He's raising his trade value. Thank God. That's how I feel. I am beyond done with this guy. As long as he is on the New York Yankees, I will wish for him to have success. But long term, absolutely not. I cannot wait for him to be traded or to walk in free agency. I wish him the best in Miami. I wish him the best in Anaheim. Like, I'm done. I'm done. When he came up to bat with 0 outs, bases juiced, and he worked a 3-0 count, even I thought he could do something. Somewhere deep inside, there still was a glimmer of hope that he could do so. If he had grounded into a double play, we would have scored the tying run. If he had grounded into a double play, this man proceeds to take a meatball right down Broadway, not once, but twice. And then he goes on to add insult to injury and swings at ball 4, out of his shoes, off balance, and strikes out. I thought, oh, no, this is not happening. This cannot be happening. Mm-hmm. This cannot be happening right now. I thought even Glaber Torres could manage this opportunity. Not at all. Now, Trevino strikes out. Go ahead.
Not to cut you off, because I want you to keep cooking, but I saw you were about to move on from Glaber. Hold on before you move on from Glaber, because you said it. Forget the name for a second. Anytime you have a player in your team that walks up to the base, when his base is loaded, and you as a fan are sitting there saying, man, I hope he doesn't hit a double play. That is not a place you want to be in as a fan, right? Like, the fact that you have to dig deep saying, I hope Glaber can do something here. That did not cross my mind, Grace. I'm not going to lie to you. For the first time, that did not cross my mind. I wasn't like, okay, Glaber, here's your chance. No, I was like, this fool's don't hit into a double play. I'd rather him strike out the way he did than the double play that I was expecting. That's not good. And that's why I keep saying you can't make excuses, because we all keep falling for the little turnaround moments we get from Glaber like we did last season, right? Us as fans, the hope of what we know he can be. But you know what? If we as a fan base are hoping for that shit more than you are, my guy, it's time for you to go.
Absolutely.
You are not an asset at this point, okay? We're winning in spite of you, not because of you. And that is an issue.
I'm saying if he had hit into a double play, we would have scored a run and tied the game. That's what I was hoping for him to hit into a fucking double play. He couldn't even do that.
At the very least.
Sorry, Jerry, I'm yelling again.
Listen, there's assets in life. There's assets and liabilities. Glaber's a liability at this point.
Does it hurt more because we all believe in him so much, or that we've been fooled so many times?
Absolutely.
I mean, that plays a part, right?
Because you know the talent is there.
Yep.
You know he can do it. He's proven he can do it.
Yep.
But he's unfortunately so mentally weak that he can't handle pressure. And at the end of the day, if you wanted the Yankees to come out and at least debate the fact, should we or should we not bring Glaber back, then you got to come out and perform in the season. He hasn't even given the front office an opportunity to say, let's have a debate. Every single one in the front office saying he's done after the season. Now, mind you, people are like, just trade Glaber. Trade Glaber. To who?
Yeah.
Because who wants that at this point?
Yeah.
Who you can't just trade anyone. Yeah. Every team.
Take my dog shit. You want it? Give me your superstar. Yeah.
You can't just get rid of anybody. The other teams gotta have to want them. And who wants somebody at this point, especially if you're trading, you're probably in a playoff contention. So do you want to bring somebody on your team who's mentally weak and can't handle the pressure? Absolutely not. Are you going to give away anything?
Because a competing team isn't going to sit there and take a risk on a project,
exactly.
right? In the hopes of, hey, we've seen flashes of Glaber. Hey, we're telling you, we know for a fact we've seen those flashes.
Yes.
A competing team is not going, that's the guy. That's the piece.
No.
Okay.
No matter
I'm sitting
how.
Here saying, man, I miss Miguel Andujar more than I do Glaber Torres. That's a problem.
Yes. And Miguel Andujar, Mickey's having a better season than Glaber is at this point.
He's batting over 300 too.
He's batting. He's playing amazing. He's playing amazing.
Miguel moment.
So, Mickey, shout out to you. But man, it hurts me to see Glaber that way. It really does. It really does. Because man,
he has never had mental fortitude. I've always said it, but you would think he would find some sort of success at the bottom of the line. Exactly, right, Eric? Oh my God, thank you. Let's stick that for a second.
Yes.
You're not even being asked to be the top 4, not even the top 5.
Yeah.
We're asking you to be an extra piece, like a bench role. You're a bench piece, like on a basketball team. We are asking you to fit in with a Aaron Judge, a Juan Soto, a Giancarlo Stanton. What are you doing? Like, if anybody should regret this, it's him more than anybody.
Oh yeah.
He's not doing himself any favors. It's his walk here. He needs to go get paid. I wish for him to get money and go get paid. And I honestly think that, and I've said this before, I honestly think he could return to the player he once was in another environment, not the New York Yankees. He's a talented baseball player. There's no doubt. But he's got to be in an environment where he can thrive. And this is not it, clearly. This is not it. They have tried. Booney has dropped him down there. He let him go up there. I mean, well, not let him go up there, but he believed that he could do something there with no outs, bases loaded, and a 3-0 count. This man could not walk. He could not ground into a double play. He couldn't make contact with the ball. He couldn't foul off ball 4, which is what he was reaching for. He had a selfish at bat. It's unforgivable. I'm done.
And one thing that kills me about Glaber is that when he was most successful, he had a 2-strike approach.
Yep.
He did the toe tap, and Glaber was so successful at it. He looked, and this year, everything is a huge leg kick. And it grinds at me because what Glaber, again, is capable of. This talent, but for whatever reason, he's just so in tune with being a power hitter that he's not. He's got pop. He can have pop. But if he would just focus on going to right field, going up the middle, instead of trying to pull every single pitch, which is why he struck out on the slider. That was terrible because he was trying to pull it to go to the monster. It's asinine at this point. And listen, we got one more season. Glaber still has time to make it right. He does. We're not even at the All-Star break yet, but it's now or never.
We need some sort of flash because, again, we can sit here. Hey, if they're able to unload him somehow, whatever. You guys know me. I'm not the one that ever comes on the shows with you guys like, here's the best trade. I don't understand any of that shit. All right. I look at the team and I'm at the moment we're at. But whatever. If you're able to get something for him, go. But realistically, you're not getting much in return. So to me, you still have the hope of, all right, if you can turn it on a little bit like you did last season, just something, period. But Grace, you said it. There's not much of that leash left for us to keep playing games this point of the season. You know what I mean?
If Peraza was doing anything down there, I feel like Glaber would have been traded by now. I feel like they would have done something. I really do.
That's fair.
But there's nobody really banging the door down in AAA or in AA even to put pressure on
Correct.
Boone or the front office to make a change. I wish there were, because then it would be much easier. Unfortunately, we don't have that piece to just slot in, and so Torres keeps going out there, and it's
Fans wanted Peraza at one point, but I hate to say it, Peraza is a carbon copy of Glaber because he's been dropped, right? And instead of rising to the occasion and giving the Yankees a reason to say, get rid of Glaber, call me up, he's folded mentally in AAA, hitting 190 something, and he's not taking advantage of the opportunity he has. So bringing in Peraza, as great as he is defensively, he's mentally weak, just like Glaber, unfortunately. I hate to say.
You are so right, and I haven't heard anybody say that. That's a great take, because what happened when it was a competition between him and Volpe, and everybody thought Peraza was going to get the job. Everybody did. And what happened? He folded under the pressure, and he never recovered. And you're right. That is a great point.
Well, and Joe in the chat. What up, Joe the Shift? Oh, by the way, I locked Joe in. He's hanging out with us this Thursday. Joe the Shift is rocking with us on the Yanks Brew. He said Peraza's batting average is slowly creeping. His on base is very good for the average he has. All I see right there, Joe, is he's still better than Glaber. Yeah. You're proving our points, guys. So, Damien, you brought it up. I didn't get much time to look into it, so I figured you two could help me out. What is going on with the freaking Martian? What happened?
It hurts. Looks like it's an oblique.
We were hoping we'd get him back, man, and back to the same old shit.
One thing I want to say is, fans, I've seen a couple takes that this kid is injury prone. Stop. Please stop. Listen, he's 21 years old. Tommy John, you can't help, number one. Number two, it's an oblique. It happens. But to call this kid injury prone, come on, guys. Fans who are saying that, stop that. That's nonsense. So the kid is going to be back. Hopefully by September. Will be hopefully a September call-up. And, again, we wondered how things would work themselves out, right? The Rizzo thing worked itself out, right? So now you got Ben Rice up. Now you have an opportunity to see what you have in Ben Rice. And one thing I wanted to say about that too, because Hal said, a lot of people going crazy about Hal's saying we don't have enough money, the payroll, yada, yada, yada. The Yankees, again, are learning from their mistakes. Instead, the old Yankees would have said, go get Jose Abreu. We can get him for nothing, literally nothing. Instead, they said, listen, let's bring up Ben Rice, which not only is he taking Rizzo's spot, right? But Wells, open up your eyes, brother, because this kid's a catcher also. You better start stepping it up.
I was waiting until someone brought it up.
Ben Rice may just be your replacement as well. So,
Damien, I'm glad you said that, because everybody's looking at hey, he's coming in for Rizzo and all that. But, hey, we also saw that we had a big stealing problem against us this weekend. Is it me, or does this kid kind of fit a two-bird, one-stone situation?
Absolutely.
Everybody's focusing on that first base piece. Grace over here is like, you guys aren't paying attention to everything that he is. And that's why she has that little look.
Absolutely.
Well, I agree with Damien so often. I love hanging out with you, Damien. But yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. What I was gonna say was the narrative online about how he's injury prone is absolutely asinine. Don't even go there. That is so ridiculous. That is such an overreaction. It is remarkable, truly remarkable. This kid just recovered. I mean, I don't have to repeat exactly what you just said, but I totally agree. And I think that I'm not trying to say anything bad about Trevino, okay? Because I like Trevino. I'm not slamming him at all. Please understand. I just think that the game is changing. It's adjusting with the new rules on throwing over to bases, how many times you can, and the pitch clock and all this stuff. And now the impending arrival of the automatic strike zone. And Trevino's strength has always been stealing strikes for his pitcher with his framing. That's going to go the way of the dodo soon, okay? So we're going to have to adjust to a new game of people running a lot more on the bases. We've seen stolen base numbers go way up over the last couple of years, and especially since the implementation of the pitch clock. That's going to have to be an adjustment for catchers coming up. Ben Rice is used to that. Now, I know I'm talking about him as a catcher, but even as a first baseman, he's used to that pitch clock. He's even used to an automated strike zone to some extent that they have been utilizing down there in the minor leagues. He brings these strengths to the club, okay? Wells does too to an extent, but the old school way of catching is going to go away. You're going to have to start focusing more on gunning down people on the bases. I'm not saying anything. I'm not a catcher, okay? I'm not telling him to do this or not or whatever, okay? I don't want to sound ignorant, but I know Trevi has been a big proponent of having his knee down. I'm just saying that causes him to have less of pop-up, so he can't gun runners out as quickly as you can if you're not in the ready position and you're down there on your knee. Like, I'm just saying, I'm not a catcher, please. I'm not trying to sound ignorant. But it's just going to be adjustments. Maybe Trevi doesn't do that as much anymore going forward. I think that after they expose this weakness, Trevi will adjust. He is good. He's platinum glove. He is good. He's smart. He will adjust. The game that happened with the Red Sox, it ain't going to happen again. He's not going to allow 9 stolen, however many it was, 9, right? He's not going to do that again.
Right, and I loved what Alex had said on this, right? He's like, guys, if we really break it down, 3 of them you can put on Trevi, right? Exactly. There was other factors on the pitchers, the bullpen, like, right, all of that. It's easy to sit here and say, it's Trevi, get him out of here, right? But if you break it down, I'm glad Alex did, right? Not us, because it's like, oh, you're homers, but Alex being able to sit there and be like, yo, you really only put 3 on Trevi, right? But yes, we were exposed. We know what needs to be fixed. And I think that's going to fall a lot on our pitchers as well. They saw what happened. They know what they need to be prepared for. Absolutely. And, you know, maybe having a Ben Rice on there at first being like, yo, you know how young guys are when they come up. Like, like squirrel, you know? So he's going to be like, hey, there's a runner. Hey, whatever, exactly. You know? Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's
They were exactly saying Stroman was slow to the plate. Pete said it's all on Trevi. To each his own. Everybody has opinions, right? Guys, real quick, Damien, I got to find in the chat. Yeah. But someone had said, do we really think that Ben Rice would be the one to replace Rizzo? If he does good, if he comes up here and does his thing, do you really see him being a replacement of Rizzo? Or do you see, hey, we still have Rizzo being Rizzo and still hoping Rizzo gets a chance to be Rizzo? Are you guys just throwing Rizzo away? Because I'm not. I can't do it.
Ben Rice has an opportunity to put a stronghold on this position. You know, we talked about Rizzo last week, a couple weeks ago, and listen, Rizzo's on a decline. But I also said he's not a guy that you just say la vie to, you DFA. You don't do that. Now Rizzo's gonna do Rizzo's gonna be playing a part that I kind of said I would love him to play a part of, being on the bench, being a role model to this team, still being a leader on the team. He's not able to play right now. So now he's has an opportunity to teach Ben Rice the position even more. Because at the end of the day, Rizzo's still Rizzo. He's a platinum glove first baseman, has been a golden glove first baseman in this league for years. Mm-hmm. And now, Ben Rice, you have an opportunity to take a stronghold on the position. Now, it's up to him whether or not he's going to force the Yankees' hand and say, hey, listen, Rizzo, we're going to have to platoon you. You know, you'll be playing a couple days a week, or the kid's going to give an opportunity to say, all right, listen, we need Rizzo more than we thought. So, you know, it's up to the kid to do what he needs to do. But, you know, what are you going to do? Rizzo is Rizzo. He's well respected. You can't just shoo him out the door because he is Anthony Rizzo. But like I told you before, you respect the name, but you respect the jersey, the pinstripes even more. So if Ben Rice is doing what he's doing, you can't take him out of the lineup. You have to find a position for him. And listen, maybe you platoon him in catcher and first base, swap with Rizzo and Wells, swap with Rizzo and Trevi, whatever the case may be. But there's a spot for him if he takes a stronghold on the position. If not, then, you know, Rizzo comes back, he does his thing, and he didn't need surgery. That's a plus. It's going to be 4 to 6 weeks. It's a regular broken arm. But, you know, what sucks is that Rizzo was actually kind of starting to find it a little bit. Mm-hmm. He's starting to figure it out. So, man, what can you say? Rizzo's had a rough 2 years between the concussion and now the arm injury. So, but listen, I love Rizzo, and I got nothing but respect for the guy. If he can come back,
And we all know
then so be it.
he's a clubhouse guy, right?
He
Let's be
is.
real, he's a Yankee. But again,
is.
this is where it's hard as a fan, right? You have to. It's easy to preach, separate your fandom and look at the stats and that, right? It's like if you try to take that away, we know it's hard. Yes, Rizzo was starting to pick up, but you know what? 8 home runs on the season, a 223 batting average. We need more, right?
Yes.
So again, now because of the injury, we'll see what other options we have. To me, even if Ben Wright does amazing, I don't see a world where that's the last we see of Rizzo as a Yankee. I personally, this may be his last season. We'll get down to that in the future, but I can't accept that that's the last time I have a chance of seeing a Rizzo home run in Yankees.
I don't think so either. No, I don't think so either.
Right. So before we wrap up, Grace, I'll go with you. I don't see the lineups or anything yet, but we got a game tonight, people. All right? We got a big series. Screw you, Baltimore Orioles. Is anybody at all scared about this game? Grace, you start.
I think, by the way, when you mentioned earlier that Torres plays well against the Orioles, I remembered that, and I thought that was a great point. But isn't that at Camden Yards, or is that against the Orioles at home? I don't know.
It's usually at Camden. Yeah.
I wish the best. Mazel tov. Wish the best for Gleyber Torres. But anyway, I think that this series is so important for the vibes, okay? The vibes going forward. For us to have more success against the Orioles, since the paradigm right now is Orioles versus Yankees in the American League. We have to get our guys feeling like they can beat the Orioles. Right now, I'm not sure if they're feeling that way. So for that reason, I really, 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 I know that the numbers are what they are. Like Damian mentioned, we have the best record in baseball right now. We're in first place, and I don't think we've not been in first place all year, virtually. So those vibes are good, but you got to have success against the Orioles. It's so important. Because later we're going to see them again. And we need them to be confident. I hope Ben Rice starts. I don't know if they'll start him tonight. I hope that he plays. And I hope he brings energy. Juan Soto, I hope he's stunting. I hope that Gerrit Cole's going to bring the energy too. Having Daddy coming back home. I mean, the vibes should be up on Wednesday. The crowd needs to be behind Cole and the team. It's so important. So
I love this, Erica, because I literally picture the Avengers the minute that anytime Cole is coming back. All right. Also, now, thanks to Grace, it starts off as the Avengers, and all of a sudden Eminem is the soundtrack. It's like, Daddy's back. I was like, what the hell's going on? Damien, go ahead, bro. Talk on it.
Tonight's game is the most important game of the series. You got to take game one. Point blank period. You got to take game one. It's going to set the tone for the entire series. You win game one, you're coming back tomorrow with Cole.
Yeah.
Now that gives you listen, first series, every game was close. Okay. This narrative that the Orioles are so much better than us.
Yeah.
Looking back in the series, they won 3 or 4, but there was only one game that we were like, all right, the Orioles outdid us that game. Now it was the Rodon start. Other than that, it was a 1-run game, 2-run game. Judge was the let's trade Judge and send him to AAA Judge at the time. But now we got the 60+ home run Judge coming to back. Soto's going to do his thing as always. Listen, this series is what the New York Yankees get up for. This series is what, as baseball fans, we get up for. So being in the Bronx, in the zoo, okay, the Orioles got a young kid coming up, and when young kids come up to pitch in the Bronx, in the zoo, they get frazzled. So that is exactly what's going to happen tonight. Yankees take game one, and we take the series from that point on. Tonight is pivotal. You have to win tonight, and we handle the rest from tonight.
I'm confident, guys, because if you really break it down, let's take Sunday's game. It took 9 stolen bases. It took a franchise record-breaking 9 stolen bases.
Yeah.
It took our own team to sit there with bases loaded to where we could easily run away with the game.
Yeah.
It took us not even putting up a single run, not even moving anybody around and striking out and all that, right? It literally took us shitting the bed and beating ourselves for that to happen, right? If you break it down for what it is, learn from those mistakes. You know the challenge you have against the Orioles. We didn't play bad. We just had stupid situations. Shit that, again, we need to address now.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. The team that this Orioles faced early on isn't the
Not
team
the
that you
same
see
team.
right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good point.
So I'm real confident. And I'm sorry if you don't have a fire in you as a team with your boy Gerrit Cole coming back on the mound and you just got exposed and abused on Sunday. Like, there's no excuses. This is the series you come out and you're like, yo, let's make a statement. We're home.
Yeah.
We got Dominicans going crazy for soda. I mean, it's just time to go bananas tonight, you know?
Absolutely.
And I think we're facing the bottom of their rotation and they're facing the top of ours.
Exactly.
So we should have a little advantage there, hopefully. So, yeah.
And, you know, either we'll be back here Thursday. We're like, yeah, I told you so. I'm going to be like, guys, we need Hector back ASAP. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Guys, this has been great. We had over 125 rocking with us in the chat. Appreciate everybody. You guys been killing it. I mean, the comments have been nuts. Damien, I saw you D-Rods in there going nuts. Rick, I said Lick Remaster. Rick Lee-Master. I really messed that one up. Gave us dumbass folks. Any last words, guys, before we get out of here? Damon, I'll throw it to you first, bro.
Yeah, listen, the Yankees take 2 out of 3 this weekend. It was a pleasure as always. Chat, have a great day. Yeah, I actually cleared up my headache a little bit. It's a little, it's a little better right now. So I'll take it. Talking Yankees, who would have known? That's the remedy. But listen, everybody have a great day. Jigga, always love having a laugh with you. Listen, everybody go in the morning brew. Check out Jigga. Get that positivity in your life, please. It'll start your day off perfectly, I promise. So you should end the show with the positivity song. Lord have mercy. So
appreciate you, Damien. And guys, I'll be back Thursday with you again. It's gonna be dope. I'm excited. Grace, first, before I let you give your last words, I want to thank you. Okay, because one, you gave me the quota I wanted on Southern Charm. Nailed it. All right. You gave me your quota on Daddy Cole. Freaking nailed it. And then you gave me a little Eminem freestyle. And now I know why this show is as amazing as it is. Grace, last words.
Oh, man. I just come on here and act like a nut, I think, or something. Yeah, I got southern phrases for everything. But in the South, or in Texas, we say, take a licking and keep on ticking. And that's what the Yankees need to do against the Orioles. They took their licking, and now they're going to keep on ticking. We got to take 2 out of 3 at least. Let's go. Back in the Bronx. Back with the ace. We got Nestor. We got Heel. He's untouchable. We got this.
Let's go. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Guys, we will be back Thursday with the Yankees Morning Brew. And on that note, deuces!